Lecture I'm going to talk about arrays in JavaScript, which is a data structure for storing elements. The notes that you see here and the code example that I'm going to show are all available in GitHub, and I'll provide the link for the same below this video. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, what are arrays? If you are coming from a programming background, like if you have worked in any of the programming languages or you have some computer science background, then I think you'll be familiar with arrays. Arrays are like a data structure. So what do we mean by that? So they can be used to store a list of data items. uh, to illustrate this concept, let's open Chrome. Go to your developer tools from here. Like this is like MacBook, and I'm using Chrome, but using the developer tools, it's easy to test out the concepts. So suppose I have like a few variables like a is 10. Okay, let b is equal to 20, let c is equal to 30. Now imagine, or just think that we have a set of such variables, okay, which all of them are holding numeric values, like a is holding 10, b 20, c 30. Now if suppose you are asked to store like 100 numbers, then you can't keep on doing this, right? It will become very inefficient. A better way can be to just use an array. Okay, so let's say sample array, which is like, I'm just declaring this here, and then let's say 10, 20, 30. So instead of declaring like a b c, we can just do like sample array, and if I print it, you will see it prints out these elements. Okay, now this is a very efficient way to store data of similar type. So this is like one example where we are having numbers. You can have another example where you have a list of names, like say let's take an example of Jack, Simon, okay, and one more, say Raj. Now names actually holds a list of items which are like Jack, Simon, Raj. This is a very efficient way to store elements. Store means this points to a location which has these numbers or these names. You can easily access a single element from this array using like names 0. So I'm going to talk about indexes shortly, but suppose you want to access any of the element, you can do so using index. Okay, so in this case, in case of arrays, especially in JavaScript, indexes start from 0. So 0 means position of the element. So 0 is Jack, 1 is Simon, and 2 is Raj. Okay, so let me go through the notes, which will give you a much better idea. So arrays can be used to store a list of data items, like a list of numbers objects. We just saw this, a simple example, and here I have declared an array which holds the ages. Okay, age of employees, for instance. So if we do not use arrays, then we need to declare separate variables for all the ages, which is not very efficient. If you have 100 or 1000 of people and you want to store the age of all those people, all of them basically, then you don't want to declare it again and again. You want to have an array and keep it all there, right? Each element in an array is stored at an index, and indexes start from 0. So here if you see this list that you see, the index starts from 0. So at index position 0 you have 15, position 117, and so on. Now how do you access elements? Like I just showed you, you can just access using index. So if you want to access 16, then you give like uh, the name of the array followed by this notation, like you have age list followed by this bracket, and the index. Okay, so this will print out 16. Okay, like I was showing you here. So we declared a sample array. Let's write sample array. Let's try to see what's at index 2. If I print it, I get 30. So if you see 0 1 2, second index points to 30. Okay, so you can also practice this out, like just declare an array and try to access the elements, which will give you some practice. This is the same example I just shared. So I just want to keep this video short just to give you an intro to arrays. So I don't want to discuss too many methods or properties around that. I will be seeing more methods and stuff in the coming videos. One thing which I want to discuss is how to find number of items in the array. Like if you want to say, if someone wants to see, okay, how many elements does names hold? Okay, so how many elements does names array have? Then you can use this property called length. You might remember this from strings, and this gives you the number of elements in the array, which is 3. Similarly, for sample array, you can have dot length, and this will give you 3. So this is an easy way to find out the number of items in the array. So I hope you got some idea, you got a taste of arrays, and in the coming video we'll dive deeper. Thanks.